Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and I do think that Widowmaker needs to be looked at, and it's great that actually we've got Jeff Kaplan on the game's forum saying, we are discussing her. We have some internal experiments going on to see if we can keep her viable while lowering the frustration threshold a little bit. Right now, this is just exploration. If something more comes of it, we'll let you know. Now, let's talk about Widowmaker, because I do think she needs a balance change, because Widowmaker is a little bit too powerful, and my confession is that I often swap to Widowmaker because I know that I can probably have a much greater impact on the game just because of my hero selection, and it doesn't even matter what the enemy team are doing, provided if they've got a Widowmaker, which they probably have, that you take her out before she takes you out, then you just kill the rest of their team. It's a little bit ridiculous. So let's just wind this all back and think about what the point of this video is. What I want to do is try and come up with some ideas as to how we can actually fix Widowmaker. Like, what would you guys want to see Widowmaker reined in a little bit? Because I think that there is a place for her in the game, and I think it's great what she does. The problem is she's got a couple of issues which make her a little bit too easy. Now, she's not easy at the low end of the game. When you're new to Overwatch, you very rarely see Widowmaker, and if you do, she's not very good because she's missing the shots and all of that stuff. I mean, she depends on making the shit. No, she doesn't depend on that style. She depends on making the shots, right? Now, if she's making them, she's killing people. So let's talk about damage. She does 150 damage per fully charged body shot. And she does ×2 damage when she gets a crit shot or a headshot. Now, the reason why we call it crit shot, sometimes you might see this floating around in the Overwatch community, is sometimes it's not a head, right? It's just a part of a model which takes more damage, like Bastion when he's in his turret mode. Although, you could argue that when he's in sentry mode, that his head actually is sticking out the back of him, which is his crit spot. But basically, Widowmaker does ×2 damage. So, if she's fully charged and she headshots you, that's 300 damage. You are dead unless you are a tank or somebody with more than 300 health, of which there are not a lot of heroes like that. All the damage heroes, they're just going to die. Well, most of them. In fact, I think they are, right? Yeah, don't quote me on that, but she's basically really powerful. So, you've got a lot of situations where, let's say if you're attacking a Tracer's running around on the floor, you've got a fully charged up sniper shot, you shoot Tracer, which, let's be honest, it's not that hard to get a body shot, much more difficult to get a headshot. You hit her in the body, it does 150 damage, and then you quickly fire a few more shots into her and kill her. It's a bit too fast, and also, sometimes you can fire the secondary shot before the person actually realises that you've just shot them with the main shot, because you get the Tracer, you know, like the big red bullet Tracer when she fires a main charged up shot. But you don't even get a chance to see that because she shoots at you again and then you're dead. So, how the hell can we fix her? Now, in fact, before we get into that, let's just talk about the high end of the game, because I've been watching a lot of Overwatch esports, and it's really enjoyable to watch, but sometimes it does come down to a Widowmaker off. It's like, who has the best Widowmaker? Now, these guys are obviously on a different planet when it comes to accuracy and aiming and reactions, because they'll be like old Quake pros or something, so they're really, really fucking good. They get headshots for days, and they just annihilate enemy teams, and it's a little bit sad when you just see one player wiping out the other team pretty consistently, and nobody else really does it like Widowmaker does it. Yeah, McCree had some power, but Widowmaker could just wreck a team. I mean, it's even to the extent of Widowmaker can just hold down choke points on her own if she's landing the shots. I mean, the first point on Temple of Anubis, Widowmaker can just hold that. It's a bit ridiculous. Okay, so how do I think they can fix Widowmaker? Well, I've got a load of options here, which I want you guys to sort of comment on these options in the comments below, but also give your own thoughts as well, because she does need to be changed. She can't really stay how she is because she's too good, really, and she's really frustrating for other people. I mean, it's interesting to me watching people talk about her on Twitter, and they would say, oh, I'm getting sick of seeing Widowmaker, or every game there's a Widowmaker. Well, there's a reason, because she's really good, and as I said, I would swap off like a 76 onto a Widowmaker because I know I could be more effective, which is bad because, you know, yeah, anyway. Let's get into this. So, as I said before, she does 150 damage with a fully charged shot in the body, which, well, it's enough to kill Zenyatta. He needs more health as well while we're talking about this. But she also gets a ×2 headshot multiplier or crit shot multiplier, which means she does 300 damage, which is a lot. Maybe they could introduce a sort of overheats mechanic. So, when she fires the sniper rifle in quick succession, it sort of overheats. Maybe some steam comes out of it, like... I think there's a weapon in Halo, correct me if I'm right, that overheats when you fire it too often. Maybe something like that she could have, which I think could be a good idea of, well, a good way of removing the fast, like, follow-up shot, so she hits you with a body shot, and then she starts rapidly firing at you, because, yeah. And this kind of leads us on to the next point, which is maybe just make a sniper rifle bolt action. So instead of this semi-auto sniper rifle, which you can fire rapid, she fires one shot, the scope drops down, and then it comes back up, and you have to wait for it to fully charge before you fire again. That could be an option. What about... Now, this is probably the thing I'm leaning more towards at the moment. This is especially with the Widow's Kiss, which is a sniper rifle when it's in the sniper rifle mode. Maybe reduce the charge shot damage to like 100 instead of 150. You see, this would mean that when you get the body shots, you can't just quickly follow up with a fast shot to take them out. But, hear me out a second, leave the headshot damage at 300. Because this would still reward you if you get headshots, which, you know, admittedly are still difficult to get. But it reduces this kind of easy kill with Widowmaker where you tag them in the body and then you just quickly fire at them and they're dead. Now, let's be honest here. Most Widowmaker players are going to get kills like that. I get most of my kills like that. Probably 60-70% of my kills with Widowmaker are not straight up headshots. I've shot somebody, then quickly fired into them, and they're dead. That's a little bit too powerful, I think. You should be given like one chance to fire at them. Somebody comes out in the open, you've got your sniper rifle zoomed in, you fire at them. You don't get them in the head, but you tag them in the body. That should be it. You shouldn't be able to just rail on them and kill them. That's a bit over the top. Unless, obviously, they're standing in a massive open area, and that's their own stupid fault. And you're just going to repeatedly shoot at them, I guess. But, yeah, I think that could be a good way of changing up Widowmaker. Now, also, you could reduce the charge time on the sniper itself. So when it's charging up, you see the 3 chevrons. When it's fully charged, 150 damage. Well, maybe if that was twice as long to charge, that could reduce this massive damage output with the headshots, but that might mess with the flow. I know Blizzard are very interested in keeping the flow of characters, keeping the fun in characters, and it is very fun to see the thing rapidly charge and fire, rapidly charge and fire. Look at McCree. McCree, he can fan the hammer, roll, and fan the hammer again. And he can still do that even after they nerf him, because all they're going to do is reduce the damage of fan the hammer. So they want that fluidity to the characters because it's more enjoyable to play, right? See, it's not all just about balance and just about like, all right, this character's too powerful, so what we're going to do is just reduce this and turn this off, which upsets the flow of the character. They kind of take that into consideration, which is good on their part, but they've just got to make sure it doesn't actually result in things being like, you know, too good, which Widowmaker is. Let's not beat around the bush. Widowmaker is a bit too good right now. Also, let's talk about her assault rifle as well, because that is massively powerful. I don't think many people realise this, but at close range, this thing is a beast. If Tracer gets on top of you, or a Genji, or anyone like that, and you don't feel confident shooting them with the sniper rifle, which, again, like when you get better with Widowmaker, you can just scope them when they come in close to you. But if you don't, then you can just start unloading into them at, like, fully automatic, spraying and praying, because it's bloody accurate as well, but it does a shit ton of damage. That needs to be really pulled back. Widowmaker should not be strong at close range. She should be powerful with a sniper rifle. Yeah, she should have a defensive option at close range. She's got a Widow mine, or a Venom mine, whatever the hell it's called. That does a little bit of damage, and then she can follow up with the assault rifle, but she shouldn't be able to just kill you outright. Tracer jumps on you, you can kill Tracer with your assault rifle before she kills you, which is crazy. That should never happen. Like Genji as well. Yeah, you can just wipe Genji out. You would think that those would be counters to Widowmaker, and they totally should be. Because at the moment, the only real counter to a Widowmaker is if Winston jumps onto her. Because then she cannot do enough damage to him while he's just electrocuting her, because it's going to be too hard to get the headshots because he's jumping all over you at close range. He's not missing you. I mean, okay, if he jumps on you and you just grappling hook away, turn around and start sniping him, you're probably going to kill him, right? But he's probably the only one at the moment who can reliably take it out. And you will see in the esports matches that they do swap to Widowmaker, to Winston, just to kill the Widowmaker, and he is a counter to Widowmaker, don't get me wrong, but yeah, she needs other counters. She should not be killing heroes that get close to her. That should just pretty much be Widowmaker's dead, at least in my opinion. Alright then, guys. Well, I think I'm going to leave it at that. This has been quite a detailed discussion on how I think Blizzard should fix Widowmaker. I think I am more leaning towards the reduce the charge shot to 100 damage and then still give her the 300 damage on headshots. Other things as well, like maybe giving her a bolt action sniper instead of the semi-auto, just straight up reducing the damage. I guess you could do the charge time on the sniper as well, and reducing the damage of the assault rifle needs to be done. Well, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, guys. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I want to see what you think about this. I want to see what you feel about Widowmaker. Let me know. Don't hold back. Give me everything. If you play Widowmaker like me, also, how do you think she is? I mean, do you honestly think that she doesn't need changes? Do you think she does need changes? How do you think she should be changed? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. You can follow me on Twitter if you like, which is @UnitLostGaming. If you like the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.